Good morning, and welcome to the episode 2 of Setup Virtual Lounge Anthology of DOST-NCR Setup Adopters Resilience. I am Diane Canta of DOST-NCR Kamanava Clustered Area Science and Technology Center, and I will be your moderator for today's episode. In celebration of the 2020 National Science and Technology Week with the theme Agham at Teknolohiya, Sandigan ng Kalusugan, Kabuhayan, Kaayusan at Kinabukasan, we bring you the second episode of the Setup V Lounge, a three-part anthology series featuring the success stories of the beneficiaries of our Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program. In episode 1, we were inspired by the glorious Industrial and Development Corporation on how they were able to endure these trying times and to be able to give back to the community. Mr. Oliver Evangelista of DOST-ITBI presented details on stevia as a high-intensity alternative sweetener. Today in episode 2, Recover Better Through Sustainable Packaging Materials, let us witness the journey of IdeaTech's Packaging Corporation and indulge ourselves on the packaging technology innovations as Ms. Daisy Tanya Franca of DOST-ITBI Packaging Technology Division shares the Research and Development Direction of DOST-ITBI PTD on green and sustainable packaging. Now, to formally welcome everyone to today's episode, may I call on the Regional Director of the Department of Science and Technology National Capital Region, Director Jose B. Patalinhug III, for his welcome remarks.
Last time, we kick off the Setup virtual launch episodes with how nature gives, and as they receive, how one company gives back to people. Today's episode will tackle our responsibility to protect nature, from how it gives to how it needs to be protected. For IdeaTech's Packaging Corporation, providing sustainable packaging solution is the answer. Even before the pandemic, IdeaTech's agenda is to manufacture locally made paper food packaging products and present these in the market as an alternative packaging solution. Strengthened with information and communication technology, IdeaTech's added a system to accommodate customers' inquiry on costing depending on the specification of the packaging materials they would need. Integrating sustainable packaging solution to one's products is an answer to the pressing environmental concerns of single-use plastics. Many may resist conversion to sustainable packaging materials. Thus, the challenge is for us to educate people on how it comes with a lesser cost and less carbon footprint, adding up to more secured food safety compared to those that come in a synthetic and chemical-infused plastic packaging. More of this will be discussed by our experts from the Industrial Technology Development Institute Packaging Technology Division as they pursue the research and development agenda of producing green and sustainable packaging for the industry. While nature gives, we have the responsibility to protect it. Sustainable packaging solutions are long-term investment towards an inclusive, shared, sustainable growth. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, RD Jojo, for your warm greetings. And now, let me give you a brief background about the DOST Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, or SETUP.
Good morning to our participants. Today, I will briefly discuss the DOST programs and services, particularly the Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, or SETUP. DOST-NCR is headed by our Regional Director, Mr. Jose B. Pitalinhug III. And our vision is that by 2023, DOST-NCR is a widely recognized enabler of science, technology, and innovation for sustainable development. Our mission is to provide science, technology, and innovation-based solutions anchored on ethical public service, contributing to a better quality of life in the region. NCR is divided into 4 cluster areas, we have Kamanava, Pamamazon, Pamamarisan, and Montacarlas. On your screen, you can see the respective cluster managers and their contact details for your reference. DOST programs and services include the following: Technology Transfer, Technology Training, Food Innovation Center, Packaging and Labeling. Communities are given the equal opportunity through the CEST or Community Empowerment through Science and Technology program. We also have technical consultancy services such as food safety, energy assessment, cleaner production, productivity improvement, and process and product standardization. We also have program for the collaborative research under the Science for Change program or S4CP, and other priorities involving technologies on environment, nutrition, education, and disaster mitigation. Focusing on Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program or SETUP, this program aims to enhance the productivity and competitiveness of MSMEs through the technological innovations. The technological innovations include infusion of appropriate technology, trainings, technical assistance and consultancy services, functional packages and label, product standards and testing, and assistance for technology acquisition that will upgrade not only the products but also the process towards progress and growth of a business. Now, how does technology innovations can turn into profitable ventures? If a business or a firm has this technological innovations such as new technologies for their improved production and product quality, compliance to existing standards and government regulations, adopts a cost-effective and environmentally safe technologies, and continuously develops their product and process, can result to increased productivity, improved product quality and marketability, increased capability to access bigger and wider market, both local and international market, and diversify their products and expansion. Through the science and technology interventions, we intend to add value to our local products and processes. Through better products and processes, the competitiveness of our MSMEs will be enhanced, and this will create a highly competitive MSME community that can greatly contribute to our economy. This can eventually, in the long run, create employment, generate revenues, and of course, help alleviate poverty. SETUP program is a powerhouse package of science and technology interventions which include the technology upgrading and acquisition, technical consultancy services, packaging and labeling, technology trainings for food and non-food sectors. We also have the databases and information systems through our One Store, One Lab, One Expert, and product standards and calibration services. We have the priority sectors under this program: food processing, furniture, gifts, decors, and handicrafts, metals and engineering, agriculture, marine, aquaculture, forestry, and livestock, and other priority areas such as ICT, health and wellness products, and other regional priority sectors. Halal products and services, creative industry, energy and environment, and other regional priorities. In NCR, the shoe manufacturing in Marikina is one of the identified regional priorities. These are some of the companies assisted by DOST-NCR under the SETUP program. So with the food processing sector, we have Glorious Industrial and Development Corporation located in Caloocan City that manufactures stevia and coffee mixes. So some DOST interventions include the acquisition of production equipment and consultancy services good agricultural practices. And on the other side of the screen, you can see the impacts of intervention. So the company was able to increase their gross sales by 40%, improve packaging, eliminated outsourcing of packaging process. Under the metals and engineering sector, we have Nisco Philippines Enterprises located in Valenzuela City. Some DOST interventions include the acquisition of production equipment, sharing machine and press brake, 5S and Good Housekeeping Seminar, cleaner production, and energy audit assessment. So for the impacts, the company was able to increase their gross sales by 40%. They were able to eliminate outsourcing, faster fabrication time. The company was able to accommodate more orders and enhance employment from 22 to 45. So as I've mentioned, one of the priority sectors identified in NCR is the shoe making. So Aborsic Resources is located in Pasig City. Few technology interventions include the improvement of their product quality by upgrading their machines to computerized sewing machine, upper making conveyor, and grading machine. So for the impacts, the company was able to increase the production volume by 30% from 250 to 350 pairs per day. So they were able to hire 2 additional workers and improve quality in terms of sewing and sizing. Apart from technology upgrading and equipment acquisition, technology advisory and consultancy services for MSMEs are also part of the setup program. First, we have the cleaner production technology, which involves identification of the wastes and implementation of the cleaner production options that can eventually reduce the waste and increase the compliance to environmental regulations. No? So this is done by having an on-site cleaner production assessment to identify the waste sources and recommends cleaner production options for the implementation and monitoring. So under this service, a seafood manufacturing company was assisted. So before cleaner production, the company consumes 21 liters of water per kilogram of product. Now, after the cleaner production intervention, the workers are trained on water conservation, and from 21 liters, the consumption is decreased into 13 liters of water per kilogram product. So what were the interventions? So first, the workers were reoriented on the standard operating procedures for fish cleaning process. And of course, with that, the water consumption and wastewater generation was reduced by 38%. And workers are more aware. More than that, the company was able to save 2,815 cubic meter of water per year, or that is into peso, 214,500 per year. We also have the food safety consultancy services. Under this, we have the conduct of the food safety trainings, such as the food safety awareness, the good manufacturing practices, and so on. Assistance on the plant layout, improved compliance on the good manufacturing practices, assistance on the application of the license to operate, and few assistance on the documentation on the GMP, the standard sanitation operating procedure, and export documents like the hazard analysis critical control point. We also have the energy audit assessment. So this service aims to improve the energy conservation, efficiency, and management of the business. So this includes the electrical and motor assessment, lighting assessment, and mechanical assessment. We also provide packaging technology assistance to MSMEs. Some services include the label design, the testing and analysis, compliance to mandatory labeling requirements, and package and product compatibility testing. Under the program, we also have the intellectual property management service such as the IP trainings and seminars, the patent searching services, drafting, patent drafting, and IP rights application and filing. These are some of the technology trainings and seminars we can provide to MSMEs, LGUs, academe and private association, and even to communities. So, we also have livelihood trainings and demonstrations. Like for this one, the shampoo, liquid and fabric conditioner making, meat processing, wine making, and etc. In summary, these are the benefits of DOST Setup Assistance. Free technical consultancy services, free technical and productivity trainings for the company and staff, free assistance in the plant layout improvement, cleaner production technology, energy conservation practices, food safety, and other technical assistances. Free promotion through the DOST One Store portal and DOST trade fairs and exhibits. And the Setup Innovation Fund for acquiring new technologies and softwares and equipment is 0% interest, repayable for 36 months or 3 years, with grace period of 6 months, and even after the project has ended, DOST provides continuous technical support and consultancy services. Now, if I'm a micro-entrepreneur, how can I avail the DOST-NCR assistance? So, it's very simple. You just have to submit a letter of intent addressed to our regional director and attach the requirements for the setup application. First, we have the full-blown project proposal. You have to submit the copy of your business permits and licenses, financial statements for the past 3 years, because under the setup program, we require that the businesses are operating for at least 3 years already. 5-year financial projection, 3 quotations for each equipment requested for funding, and if you are a corporation or cooperative, a board or secretary certificate is required. So that's it. If you have other questions or inquiries, you can call the numbers flashed on your screens, or you can email us at ncr@dost.gov.ph or visit our website ncr.dost.gov.ph. And we hope that we can be of service to all of you soon. Thank you very much.
Again, for MSMEs that are interested in applying for the setup program, just email us at ncr@dost.gov.ph, and we are accepting applications all year round. In this juncture, we are now in the highlight for today's event. We now bring you a video presentation showcasing Setup Adopter IdeaTex Packaging Corporation on how to recover better through sustainable packaging materials.
Ako si Helen Lising. Ako ang CEO ng IdeaTex Packaging Corporation. Gumagawa kami ng mga packaging material para sa mga food service industry, mga food manufacturer, kahit sa mga pharmaceutical company. Ang misyon ng kumpanya ay tulungan ang mga negosyante, lalo na yung mga maliliit. Pwede kaming mag-deliver kahit na konti ang quantity at tinutulungan namin sila para mag-branding ng kanilang produkto. Packaging, madali siyang i-customize kumpara sa plastic. Kaya kung ikaw ay nagninegosyo at kailangan mo ng branding sa packaging, maaari kang gumamit ng papel, pwede kang mag-branding sa konting quantity lang. Pangalawa, ang papel ay highly biodegradable. Madali siyang malusaw at ang papel ay highly recyclable. Sa katunayan, ang aming mga waste paper dito sa kumpanya ay nare-recycle pa namin sa ibang uri ng papel, yung mga short fiber paper, craft paper. Kaya dito sa aming kumpanya, wala kaming waste. Kinukuha ito ng mga recycling company at kino-convert nila ito sa ibang uri ng papel. Kaming research and development dito sa kumpanya. Unang-una, inaalam namin kung ano ang mga kailangan ng customer sa mga panahon. Halimbawa, nung nakaraang taon, maraming mga nagsusulputan ng mga maliliit na negosyo na nagtatayo ng mga food kiosk, drink kiosk. So, tinitingnan namin kung ano yung mga pangangailangan nila at nagdi-develop kami ng mga produkto na naaangkop sa negosyo nila. Pangalawa, pumupunta rin kami kung saan-saang lugar. Nag-o-observe kami kung ano ba yung mga trend o mga pangangailangan. Hindi lang dito, pati sa ibang bansa. Tapos, ini-introduce namin sa mga local na nangangailangan ng mga customer. Hindi kami malaking kumpanya. Ang mga may-ari ng kumpanya nagtatrabaho din at napakaliit lang ng aming organization. Siguro ang advantage namin sa ibang company, mabilis kaming kumilos at agile kami, flexible. Kung ano yung kailangan naming gawin sa panahon na yon, madali kaming makapagdesisyon, madali naming maaksyonan, madali naming ma-execute. Sa amin, dahil maliit lang kaming kumpanya, yun ang advantage namin. Kapag may naisip kami na kailangan natin sa panahon na to, so i-execute namin agad. Madaling mag-decide at mag-adapt.
I'm George R. Lising. I'm the Sales and Operations Manager of Ideatex Packaging Corporation. Nakita namin yung program ng DOST setup. Sabi namin, okay to. So, nakinig kami sa isang talk about the setup program. Tapos, syempre, maganda ang reputation ng DOST. At saka proven naman na very straightforward pakipag-business, walang hanky-panky or anything. So, go! DOST provided us an opportunity to borrow machines na 0% for 2 years. Saan ka pa hanap? Ano pang hanapin mo doon? So we grab it.
Maraming naitulong talaga yung DOST setup sa amin kasi kakaiba nga sila eh. Hindi lang sila nagbibigay ng assistance na pagagandahin o i-upgrade yung iyong production capability. Meron din silang mga eksperto na nagpupunta dito sa kumpanya at tutulungan ka kung paano ma-upgrade yung iyong production na kung gusto mo itong maging world class, nandyan sila, open sila para tumulong sa mga maliliit na negosyante na katulad namin. Noong nakaraang taon, kinuha kami as one of the collaborators of the Design Center of the Philippines para i-develop itong pinyapel. Ito ay ginawang papel ang dahon ng pineapple. So, yung pineapple leaves na waste na hindi na talaga magagamit na dating sinusunog lang o pinapakain sa mga hayop, kinonvert ito sa papel at bilang one of the collaborators, ginagamit namin siya para maging isang useful na product katulad ng paper bag at yung paper cup sleeves na ginagamit sa mga coffee. At nung nakaraang taon din, yung project na to o yung programa, nanalo ito ng award sa New York City, DNAD Future Impact Award for Sustainability. So, isa ang Ideatex Packaging Corporation na collaborator. So, bilang grupo, nanalo ng award itong project na to. Lockdown, number one na problema nun, syempre yung pera, no? Ang worry nila, paano na tayo? May sweldo ba tayo? May pambili ba tayo ng pagkain, di ba ganun? Kaya nung panahon na yon, ibinigay namin yung sweldo. Tapos, binigay na rin namin pati yung mga 13th month nila hanggang sa 3rd quarter. Isa rin naging problema doon, medyo may boredom. Kaya ang ginawa namin ng HR, nagpapa-contest kami every week. So, unang week ang ginawa namin, nagpa-contest kami ng 5S sa bahay. Tapos, ipipicturean nila yon, tapos i-send nila sa group chat. So, kung sino yung nag-implement ng mabuti ng 5S, binibigyan namin ng token. Tapos yung mga pangalawang linggo, pangatlong linggo, lagi kaming may mga ganong activities. Kaya ang nangyari doon, parang na-excite sila o kaya meron silang pinaglilibangan nung mga panahon na yun. Sa tingin ko, hindi pa naman na-overcome. Sa panahon na to, patuloy pa rin yung pakikipaglaban. Palagay ko kahit naman anong negosyo sa panahon na to, lahat apektado. Iyon nga lang, kailangan magsisipag at tuloy-tuloy pa rin sa paglaban. Sa DOST family, nagpapasalamat ako kasi nakita ko ang dedikasyon ng mga staff, ng mga pinuno, yung dedikasyon na makatulong sa mga negosyante at sa mga kababayan. Nakita ko sa kanila yung sincerity sa pakikitungo at saka sila yung mga tao na kapag humingi ka ng tulong, naiisip lang nila, paano ko ba matutulungan ang negosyante na to? Hindi sila nag-isip ng para sa sarili. Napakaganda nung organisasyon. Tsaka maganda yung hangarin. Sa una pa lang nakikita ko na yun kaya yung tiwala ko at saka yung pag humingi ka ng tulong sa kanila, alam mo na hindi ka nila tatanggihan, hahanapan ka ng paraan. So, nagpapasalamat talaga ako sa kanila. At nawa ay mas marami pa silang negosyanteng matulungan.
So the advocacy of IdeaTex on the use of biodegradable materials helps even the micro-businesses. With the continuous research and development, IdeaTex is truly a science, technology, and innovation-driven company. Agility, yun ang tatak IdeaTex. To inspire us with the message, we have here the woman behind the pinya pill. It is my pleasure to welcome the CEO and founder of IdeaTex Packaging Corporation, Ms. Helen B. Fising. Good morning, Ma'am Helen.
Good morning. Magandang umaga sa mga kababayan natin na sumusubaybay ngayon sa programa na to. So ako si Helen Lising. Ako ang founder at CEO ng IdeaTex Packaging Corporation. Ang aming brand ay Green Pack. No? Makikita sa brand na kami ay pro-environment. Ang aming mga produkto ay mga gawa ng paper materials para sa mga food service industry like paper cups, paper bowl, meal box, yung mga pambalot ng pagkain. At gumagawa rin kami ng mga labels, mga boxes, mga packaging materials para sa mga food industry and even sa mga pharmaceutical company. Katulad nga ng nasabi ko. Ang kumpanya ay pro-environment, pro-SME rin kami. So, welcome namin ang mga customer kahit na maliit, hindi kami namimili ng kung ilan yung quantity na gagawin. At kami rin ay pro-branding. Kasi alam namin na ang isang maliit na negosyante, kapag nag-uumpisa ka, wala ka namang gaanong puhunan pa para sa packaging material kasi meron ka pa rin ibang gastos para sa ibang materyales, sa mga facility, para sa negosyo mo. Kaya sa kumpanya namin, kahit na konting quantity, tutulungan ka namin na magkaroon ng packaging material. At kung gusto mong lagyan ng brand yung packaging material, halimbawa meron ka lalagyan ng pagkain, gusto mo itong lagyan ng iyong logo, ay tutulungan ka rin namin doon. Pwede kang magtanong sa amin, ang mga salesperson namin marurunong sila, matagal na sila sa kumpanya, marami na silang nakakasalamuha ng mga customers, at magtanong lang kayo sa kanila, mabibigyan nila kayo ng idea kung paano. Ang aming brand ay Greenpack. Meron kaming website, greenpack.ph, at meron din kaming FB page na Greenpack Philippines. So pwede kayong magtanong doon. Katulad nga ng sinasabi ko, kahit na nag-uumpisa ka pa lang, startup, micro, pwedeng-pwede sa amin. Kung malaki ka rin kumpanya, tatanggapin ka rin namin dahil ang aming production capability, kaya namin gumawa ng konting quantity at kaya rin namin gumawa ng malaking quantity. Bali, ang sitwasyon natin ngayon sa pandemya ay napakahirap talaga sa mga negosyante. So, kung may mga nag-a-aspire na magnegosyo, ina-encourage ko rin kayo na magpatuloy. Kung naiisip nyo na ang produkto nyo ay mayroong market o may pangangailangan ng mga customer para dito, magpatuloy din kayo. Kailangan lang naman lakas ng loob, sipag, tiyaga. Ngayon, kung ikaw naman ay negosyante na nakaka-encounter ng mababang benta, o kaya ang mga customer mo ay nagsasara, na-encounter din namin yun. Wala namang sigurong hindi nakakaranas ng ganon sa mga panahon na to. Pero ang masasabi ko lang, ang ginawa namin nung kami ay nasa mga pangyayari na yon, unang-una, lagi kami nakabantay sa environment. Yung environment na tinatawag na sinasabi ko, ito yung market. Ano ba yung mga pangangailangan ng customer ngayon? Dati, nung isang taon, sabi ko nga, maraming mga nagbubukas ng mga restaurant, food kiosk. Pero ngayon, maraming mga online sellers, maraming mga resellers. Kaya ang ginawa namin, tiningnan namin ano ba yung kapasidad ng kumpanya? Ano ba yung mga strength ng kumpanya? Ano ba yung kaya namin gawin para ma-serve yung mga kasalukuyang pangailangan? Kaya hindi rin naman kami nawalan ng mga orders or mga trabaho. So nandun pa rin yung mga dati naming customers at marami pa rin pumapasok na mga customers. Ngayon, ang isa ring masasabi ko, yung mga panahon na to, hindi nga siya normal, kaya sinabi natin new normal. Kung ikaw ay isang kumpanya na hindi pa nag-iisip ng continuous improvement, kailangan maisip natin na ang mga panahon na to, ang mga customer ay medyo discriminating, mapili, talagang gusto nila, maganda ba yung quality mo? Maayos ba yung level of service mo? So kung ang kumpanya mo ay patuloy na nag-i-improve, maganda yon dahil ang improvement na yon sa mga proseso, sa mga serbisyo, tsaka sa mga quality, magiging habit yun ng kumpanya at magiging kultura. Ngayon, kung matatapos ang pandemya at matatapos na itong pandemya, maaring yung mga customer mo patuloy pa rin babalik at babalik sa'yo. Ngayon, kung ikaw naman yung kumpanya na hindi mo naisip na magkaroon ng improvement, ang panahon na to, ito yung tamang panahon na pag-aralan, ito ang customer natin, ito yung pangailangan niya, at ito yung mga customer na mapanuri talaga, gusto nila ganito. Panahon na baguhin natin yung proseso. So, wag tayong titigil na itaas ang level ng service natin at wag din tayong titigil na itaas yung kalidad ng produkto natin. Sabi nga talagang mahirap ang panahon pero naniniwala naman ako na bukod sa sarili nating pagsisikap, ang ating gobyerno katulad ng DOST, patuloy din silang nag-iisip at nagbibigay ng mga programa para sa mga negosyante, lalo na sa mga maliliit na negosyante dahil ang MSME sa bansa ay mga 99% kumpara mo sa mga large corporation na almost 1% lang. Ang mga negosyante ang lifeblood ng ating bansa dahil kung ikaw ay may isang maliit na negosyo, meron kang 2 empleyado or 3, so isipin mo na lang kung 100 o 1,000, so mas marami kang mabibigyan ng hanap buhay. Kaya ang gobyerno, alam nila ito, kaya patuloy sila na tumutulong sa mga negosyanteng maliliit. Katulad nga ng programa ng DOST setup, so hindi lang sila tutulong para i-upgrade ang inyong production capability, magkaroon ng solusyon sa mga issues na hinaharap ng kumpanya, kung paano lumago pa yung benta o lumago pa yung profit. Hindi lang gano'n, nagbibigay rin sila ng mga technical consultancy services. Meron silang mga expert na maaring magpunta sa kumpanya nyo at titingnan nila or mag-gap analysis sila, ano ba yung mga na-encounter na problema ng kumpanya or issues at magbibigay sila ng recommendation. Kaya nire-recommenda ko kung ikaw ay negosyante, maaari kang pumunta sa DOST at tanungin sila kung ano yung setup. Kasi ganun din naman ang ginawa namin. Nagpunta kami sa opisina, nalaman namin ang setup sa isang meeting lang at nagpunta kami sa opisina nila sa Bikutan at nagtanong kami. At sa kasalukuyan, 2 beses na kaming tinutulungan ng DOST para sa aming mga machinery. At malaki rin ang naiambag nito para mas ma-serve namin yung mas maraming negosyante sa Pilipinas. At ang bandang huli, tayo namang mga Pilipino, matibay naman ang ating mga characters, no? So kapag may hinaharap tayo ng mga problema, sabi nga, masyado tayong resilient, matatag. At matulungin din tayo at higit sa lahat, madasalin tayo. Kaya sa mga panahon na to, kailangan lang sipag, tiyaga, tatag, at dasal. Magandang araw sa inyo at mag-ingat po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Ma'am Helen. So let us give naman IdeaTex a virtual clap. No? So Ma'am Helen will be joining us until the end of our session. So if you have questions for her, kindly type your questions po in the chat box. So let us now move to the next part of our program. To share us with this morning how packaging innovations can be brought into reality, let me introduce our resource speaker. Our speaker is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Food Technology and obtained her Master of Science in Food Science. She earned professional certifications on packaging technology, packaging design, and engineering. Her fields of expertise include packaging technology, kinetics of food deterioration, accelerated shelf life testing involving food packaging materials and containers, and food dehydration. At present, she is the Division Chief Science Research Specialist of the Packaging Technology Division of DOST Industrial Technology Development Institute. She also serves as the chairperson of Asia Packaging Network and board director of International Safe Transit Association Asia Pacific Division. Everyone, please join me as I welcome our speaker, Ms. Daisy E. Tanyafranca. Ma'am Daisy.
Hello.
Yes po.
Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, mapagpalang umaga sa ating lahat. First, I would like to congratulate IdeaTex, Ms. Helen Leasing, for using science and technology in making their products competitive in the market. So let me now share my screen. Okay. So I would like to share with you our plans and direction for the green and sustainable packaging here at the Packaging Technology Division of ITDI DOST. So, oops. So let me first give you a brief introduction about us. We are the Packaging Technology Division. We started this program as one of the flagship programs of the DOST in September 1999. Because of our we are already vital in satisfying the needs of the MSMEs. We were formalized as a technology division under ITDI in 2009. So let me share with you some of the contribution of Packaging Technology Division to SMEs. So I'm going to show you some success stories of MSMEs with improved or new packaging technology, label design, brand name, and shelf life. So maybe most of you familiar kayo dito sa Jacobina, no? Jacobina, this is being produced in Cavite. So dati ito yung packaging nila, it's an ordinary polypropylene. And in order to expand the market, so dati, siguro within the neighborhood lang ang kanilang market, so we improve the barrier properties to improve the shelf life. We develop the packaging design as well as gift box. So ang problema nila ngayon is the high demand, which they cannot provide. No, hindi nila kayang i-provide. It's a good problem actually. So siguro familiar din kayo dito sa pastel, no, of Bander in Cagayan de Oro. So dati, ganito yung packaging nila directly na nakalagay lang sa box, no? So wala siyang primary packaging. So we recommended for them to have a high barrier primary packaging. Para pag ganito kasi, very susceptible siya sa cross-contamination, no? Pwedeng i-open ng customer and then pwedeng i-touch or pwede rin from the air, ma-contaminate yung product. So it would be better to have a primary packaging and then put in a gift box. We also developed the packaging design. So others that you will see here, siguro yung mga taga-Bicol, makikita nyo na ang laki ng improvement dun sa mga pili-based products nila. Magaganda na yung packaging, packaging that can keep the freshness ng pili nuts for a longer period of time. So makikita nyo rin yung mga ano natin, no? Yung mga other products in the region. Makikita mo na ito sa different outlets of Mang Inasal kasi the owner ng Mang Inasal is Javier, which is based in Region 8. This is a product from Bohol in Region 7, and of course, Kalinga, the vinegar. This is already being exported. Yung ating Puto Seco, na dati very traditional yung packaging. Now they're using stand-up pouch. And if you will see the Trappist and the butterscotch, it really improved the bakery products, the pastry industry in Region 6 because of what we started in developing their packaging. So makikita nyo lahat, magaganda na halos ang packaging nila, no? Yung kanilang mga different bakery products and pastries like butterscotch, biscocho, and so on. As well as in Region 4. So makikita mo rin dito, no? Yung mga kapas nila, yung mga traditional bakery products natin, maganda na yung presentation with improved packaging and improved shelf life. Ito namang retort pouch packaging, if you will see this in the market, like sa Goldilocks, actually nag-transform na yung design ng Goldilocks. Dati ito yung initial design, no? So we started doing the retort pouch packaging in the market. Dati kasi it was started by Instafood in the mid-1980s, but during that time, the market was not yet ready. So we sort of resurrect this technology in 2000 by pushing Mega Sardine to have the retort pouch as an alternative packaging, no? And then the mushroom sisig and the suman, ito yung one sa Region 8, and other products. So yung pinakamaganda nangyari dito when the big earthquake happened in Bohol and the very strong typhoon, give inspiration to develop That time, it was very
Wala ba
difficult.
yung parang ingredients na dati?
For the, kunyari, the SWD or other NGOs to provide foods. Kasi all roads going to the affected areas were not possible. So ito yung
Wala niya ta.
for example, we develop a first stage foods like Kobo. It can be consumed by everyone regardless of age and culture. So, dinisign din yung packaging so that it can be distributed by aerial dropping at least at 20 feet high, kaya pa niya. Pwede rin sea surface, land or water submersion. In case na matapon siya sa baha, pwede siya. So, makikita nyo at this time, yung nangyaring mga baha flooding in several areas, in different parts sa atin sa Philippines, in the countries like sa Rodriguez, San Mateo, sa Cagayan, yung mga nasa bubong, actually, it can be distributed, pwedeng i-drop lang, so makukuha na nila ito. Marami nang na-distribute nito since 2015. And at this time, we are also distributing this pack of hope to the different areas in the Philippines. Kaya pack of hope siya, ibig sabihin, in every pack, there is a hope to address hunger. So ito yung immediate hunger. So the packaging is light, actually pwedeng ilagay sa bulsa, easy open, and can be consumed directly from the pouch. Hindi na siya kailangang iinit, hindi na kailangan lutuin. So the pack is at 200 grams per pouch. Ito yung other RTE foods, relief foods that we already developed, like the smoked fish rice meal and the sweet potato. So for the packaging innovation, if you see in the market yung mga microwavable pork chicharron, we started doing this. So makikita niyo mga different brands, but we were the ones who started it with the industry. So meron mga chichirya na branding, no? So ito yung microwavable pork chicharron. Ito naman yung bago na we call it the Chokodani style smoked bangus. So ibig sabihin, the shelf life it's longer without any refrigeration. It could last for 6 months. And then also for the pork lechon, from 10 hours, the shelf life could be as long as 21 hours. So we did a study from Leyte, tapos sinimulate dito sa Manila. So for at least 10 to 12 hours, we can still keep the crispiness of the pork skin. Tapos this is the latest one. This is a multi-layer high barrier packaging technology. So we all know that durian has a very exotic aroma, no? Masyadong mabaho that it can migrate to other products. So very limited yung market nito during that time kasi pag nilagay mo siya sa freezer, all other foods inside the freezer, magkakameron siya ng odor or lasa na durian. So what we did is to keep all the aroma inside the package. So walang migration from inside to outside. Magkakameron lang siya ng malalabas lang yung amoy niya once you open the package. So we already have a patent for all these technologies. Sana naman, very briefly, we also developing brand names, katulad ng sinabi ni Ms. Helen. Branding is very important in marketing your product. Parang as a marketing tool, if you are very proud of your product, and you should be proud of your product, kasi kung hindi ka proud, hindi mo market yung product mo, it's very important to brand your product. So ito yung mga din-develop namin, for example, for kasoy in El Nido, since lahat ng tao ang alam is ang kasoy is from Antipolo, pero actually yung kasoy na Antipolo nanggagaling siya sa Palawan. And El Nido is the second biggest producer of kasoy. So we developed a brand for them. So yung designer, may ibig sabihin yung logo mark na dinevelop niya dito. So I cannot explain it in detail right now, and we could have another seminar for just branding for product differentiation. So pwede mo siyang gamitin or i-promote yung tourism, no? Kasi marami pumupunta mga tourists dito. Katulad din ng underground river, ito yung sa Puerto Princesa. So kahit sa mga carry box, pwede mong ilagay kung ano yung mga tourist spot na pwede mong i-promote sa place mo. So pwede mo siyang isama sa design and sa branding. Katulad din naman ito ng mga tinalak at saka itong handwoven cloth na ginagawa ng mga tao sa Basilan, no? Kasi mahirap gawin itong mga tinalak na to. Ang brand na ginawa namin dito is Dreamweave. Bakit Dreamweave? Kasi wala siyang exact pattern. So wala siyang dinidesign. Ang lahat ng design pattern nila ay nasa mind lang nila kasi napapanaginipan lang daw to. So kung yung current na ginagamit nila, napaka-intricate ng design, mahirap gawin, matagal yung process, tapos ilalagay mo lang sa sandubag, walang value yung product. So it would be better to na ilagay mo siya sa magandang gift box, i-brand mo siya ng tama para malaman ng tao na high value yung product, and it will also promote the cultural heritage of the Tiboli tribe in South Cotabato. This is also true with our heirloom rice. We also developed the brand name for this one as well as the packaging technology to keep the freshness, pati yung aroma, pati yung shelf life ng mga heirloom rice for a longer period of time so that we can export it. Ito naman yung some of the transport packaging that we develop for fresh produce in the market. So we have the kamote. So I'm an advocate of promoting the Philippine kamote. Napakalaki ho ng market for kamote. So we have a trademark for Mighty Kamote for this one. So the box has a dual purpose. Pwede siyang pan-transport or for distribution packaging as well as a display box sa supermarket. For Philippine strawberry, for durian, and for Philippine citrus. Meron din kaming ginagawa for the non-food sector like sa furniture sector. So makikita nyo dito before, no? And then after. So another one is for this one, makikita mo dito that they're using newspaper. Matagal gawin yung process. Then after the packaging intervention, ganito na siya kalinis. Kasi yung mga buyers from abroad, ang lagi nilang sinasabi, we are buying furniture, not garbage. So yan. Ang ano kasi dito, what the Japanese expert taught us is that in a matter of 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you can already pack and unpack the product. So now, by showing that, yung mga examples, we know that packaging is a link between the producers and the target markets in keeping the quality of the product or prevent product damage in transit. So makikita mo dito that without packaging, trade cannot progress. So very important yung packaging, no? So the longer you target the market, the packaging technology becomes more sophisticated. So kung ang target market mo lang is within the region, then we can design a packaging that can be distributed or can have the shelf life within your target market. Pero if you target, for example, if you are in Region 1, you want to bring your product to Metro Manila, Metro Cebu, or even export, then the design and the technology becomes more sophisticated. So link talaga siya, no? So related to this, ito yung mga packaging functions, no? To contain. So kung wala tayong packaging, wala kang mapaglagyan ng product, then the supply chain cannot exist and trade cannot progress. Protection ng product. Protection ng product against environmental hazard. Ano yung mga environmental hazard? Temperature, yung mga man-made hazards kung na-drop ang product mo, no? And of course, yung packaging din protects the environment. So pinoprotect din na niya yung environment, hindi lang siya enemy ng environment, that the packaging also, as well as the packaging also protects the environment. Paano? So pag tinignan niyo yung mga garbage bag niyo sa bahay, it's a sort of one type or one form of packaging. Yung mga hospital waste natin, the packaging pa rin, no, ang ginagamitan natin, no, to contain the hospital waste. So it's kinda also protects the environment. Then communication through design and branding, no, as a marketing tool to inform the consumers, no, kung ano yung product natin, like for sa food, malalaman natin ano yung mga ingredients. So if you have if you are allergic to some ingredients, so malalaman mo sa declaration ng ingredients kung yung product ay meron that type of allergens. And also to comply with the regulations. So yan yung power ng packaging kasi nalalagay mo lahat ng mga gusto mong ilagay sa packaging, no? The mandatory labeling requirements, ilalagay mo doon. So mailalagay mo din if your product is halal certified. So for the Muslim, makikita nila sa label, true label. So it can communicate, no? the packaging can communicate. Ito yung mga usual na function ng packaging, but now, with the modern technology and innovation, it started na meron din mga smart packaging, mga active packaging, intelligent packaging. So makikita mo dito, for example, this is an example of an active packaging. The purpose is to delay the ripening of banana so that we can export it. Like, for example, lakatan. So we can target Middle East, or we can target parang mas malayo kaysa sa ating traditional export markets like Japan, China. So if you want to expand the market to Middle East, to Europe, you have to delay the ripening. Ito naman sa baba, this is an intelligent packaging. So mayroon siya mga indicator, pwedeng color indicator. So mag-change yung color as the fruit ripens. So ito na siya. And then meron din ako na-attend na conference na meron ng mga talking labels, no? So sinasabi niya pagka na-expire na or end of shelf life na, magsasalita siya. Sasabihin niya na ano na, this is my end, this mga ganon. So high-tech na no, yung innovation. So aside from that, kailangan din kung ano ka, kung producer ka or manufacturer ka ng certain food product or any non-food product, dapat malaman mo rin that the packaging must be compatible with your machine. So meron din silang compatibility, no? Kung form fill seal, nahihila ba siya, yung machinability, mga coefficient of friction. So based on that, ito yung definition ng packaging, art, science, and technology. Kaya meron packaging technology division under ITDI. So science siya, technology, and at the same time, art din siya. So kailangan mo malaman kung ano yung behavior ng product. Kung mag-design ka, ano yung acceptable color for your product. So sa design din, for example, if you have a feminine wash, so dapat yung design, feminine siya, no? Wala yung mga sharp edges, no? Kung mga ganun. I mean, that's part of the trabaho ng mga designer, ano? So for marketing, so psychology, so ito yung mga different branches na kailangan mo sa packaging. And very dynamic. So ang tingin nila, it's a cost, pero actually, packaging is an investment. It's not an additional cost, but it's an investment. And now, very controversial. So controversial din siya when it comes to environmental protection. So pupunta na tayo dito, ano? That packaging should not be viewed isolated from its content.
Nakita niyo dito, ano, Ravi, nakapost ba to sa Facebook? Yung ano, yung link, yung ano, about tech negosyo, nakita ba sa Facebook to?
Ma'am, yung tech negosyo, ma'am, wala pa sa...
Ma'am, naka-mute po kayo.
Oh,
Ayan.
okay na?
Okay na po. Yes, ma'am. Thank you po.
May nadulaan. Anyway, I'm sorry. So, packaging should not be viewed as a standalone product. Sabi ko nga kanina. So, kasama siya ng product that it protects, no? If you buy milk, for example, no? Yung mga fresh milk, mga sterilized milk, yung packaging is part of the product. Dapat, hindi lang siya titingnan as yung end life niya. Pag ito na yung nakikita, hindi na nakita yung benefits na nakuha natin from the packaging. So ito dami niya, no? Mga nakalagay dito, no? Parang sobrang daming mga kalat, no? So nakikita lang dito is the plastic packaging, no? And then, is it due to plastics? No? So, ban single-use plastics, makikita natin dito. So, parang ang remedy agad, ang solution agad is to ban single-use plastics, use biodegradable, and use environment-friendly packaging. So, ito yung mga nakikita natin, mga issues, concerns, mga controversies regarding the plastic. This was taken, saan to? Alam niyo ba kung saan to? This was unlinis So, mo dito, yung ibang comments. So, this is one of the comments, no? One of the strongest typhoons of the decade. Flooding everywhere, but it's clean. No floating of garbage found in every corner. So, amazing discipline. So, andin is ano, kahit yung mga rivers nila, pag tinignan mo. These two pictures, no, ito lang yung gusto kong ipakita. So, ano ba yung pinapractice nila dito? 3 R's. Mainly to reduce, reuse, and recycle. When we say reduce the material being used in the development of packaging, reduce the use of plastics, reuse, and then recycle. So, nasa disiplina. Ito, alam niyo ba kung ano to? Siyempre nakikita niyo pandesal and 2 different types of packaging, no? Ano yung bibilhin mo dito na pandesal? Nakapack dun sa brown paper or nakapack sa plastic? So, ito yung mga issues, no? So, you will consider environment protection. When you say environment protection, you will readily choose the brown paper. But how about consumer protection? Dapat i-rationalize. Is this paper bag safe as food contact material or this plastic? So based on our research, mostly yung ginagamit ng mga brown paper do not pass the food safety or food contact as a food contact material packaging. So maraming lumalabas na gumagamit ng brown paper that yung mga suppliers that do not subject this brown paper into migration test or safety as a food contact material. While most of the plastic bag being used pass the overall migration. So what I'm trying to say is that aside from environmental protection, equally important is also about consumer protection. Hindi lamang itong mga paper bags, no, na ginagamit natin, no? Pati yung mga paper straw na pag matagal na nakalagay siya sa drinks mo, because paper is soluble in water, so makikita mo nalulusaw na siya dun sa juice mo or sa coffee. It's good if the paper straw is food grade, no? Pwede mo talaga siyang kainin. So ito naman yung nakita ko when I was attending a conference sa Europe, no, sa Netherlands. Nakita ko sa TV, ito yung isang nasa news ng CNN. So scientists tackle plastic pollution. Is recycling a solution? Tapos ito yung nakita ko na study conducted. It's a technology in Japan that they were able to develop a plastic eating enzyme daw that holds promise for bottle recycling. So may mga ganun na researchers na ginagawa. It's not an automatic banning of a specific type of packaging. So recently, ewan ko kung nakita nyo to, no? Biglang makikita mo naman sa Google or sa news, no? In October 14, 2020, so just recently, at the Nanyang University in Singapore, ito yung study nila, no, ng mga scientists that lumabas sa study nila that reusable plastic bags made from polypropylene woven plastic, which is being sold at $1, no, were the most eco-friendly option, followed by single-use plastics made from highly density polyethylene. So the main message, according to Professor Lisa, is that reusable plastic bags are the best option provided they are reused many times. Yung reused many times niya, pag binasa mo yung study, at least 4 times, no? So the scientists came to this conclusion after carrying out a life cycle analysis of 5 types of bags. So meaning, I would just like to emphasize that all decision must be based on science, no? Yung life cycle analysis, and so on. So pinapakita ko lang dito yung mga different studies, no, to address environmental protection. Ito naman yung nakita ko din sa Google, no? Yung Indian inventor naman, kasi aside from having environment-friendly packaging or biodegradable or made from paper, we should also be concerned on the barrier properties or how the packaging will protect the product. At one time nga, may tumawag dito sa aming kliyente that in their municipality daw, they can no longer use plastic as a packaging for chicharon. Sabi niya, ma'am, paano yun? Pwede ba yun sa papel? Of course, hindi siya pwedeng gamitin sa papel unless the paper is coated with specific type of plastic. No? Yung mga ganun na klase. So, ang ginawa nitong Indian inventor, in-improve niya yung process to strengthen the banana leaves. So, kailangan niya ng strength, no? Yung mga tensile, hindi agad siya mapupunit. Pero hanggang research pa lang siya, no? So, hindi pa siya nako-commercialize. Another study is on the sun-dried grass paper, no? Ito naman yung sa Germany, nanalo siya ng Best Sustainable Packaging Innovation, I think in 2017 or 2016, no? So, gumamit siya dito ng sun-dried grass as one of the components from the recycled paper. So, ang sabi nila, it's a solution representing R&D with transformative potential rather than commercial impact at large volumes. So, meaning that a little bit expensive nga siya. Then for us naman, sa Packaging Technology Division, we have 6 major fields as an R&D direction, and green and sustainable packaging is one of these fields, no? So I'll be discussing more on this one. So ang strategies namin is joint collaboration, people development, and facility upgrading. So pinapakita ko lang dito, this is the simulation packaging testing lab. This is for transport. But inside the SPTL is the green packaging lab kasi kinulang na sa budget kami. So pinasok na lang namin siya dito. So hopefully it will be completed in March 2021. Ang dami pinagdaanan ng mga bagyo, pandemic, kaya hindi agad siya natapos. And hopefully it will be operational in July 2021. So the purpose of this green packaging lab or sustainable lab is not to discriminate any types of packaging materials. As a government or in the institutions, we're not here to discriminate any type of packaging materials because each type of packaging material has their own purpose, has their own benefits and disadvantages. So ito yung mga different types. We are all familiar with this with glass, metal, plastics, paper and paperboard, and composite. So yung composite, this is a combination of paper, plastic, and aluminum foil. Okay, so it's very clear. It's not for us to discriminate or promote any type of packaging material. It's still up to the consumer to have their own choices and for the manufacturers to develop the processes, including the materials, improved materials, to make their products or packaging materials green and sustainable. So ito yung R&D direction towards these goals, no? To rationalize the concept of green and sustainable packaging. So iba-iba rin yung concept. It doesn't mean that if you are green, it's sustainable, no? So it goes beyond the use of biodegradable or degradable materials. Kasi merong lumalabas that you can claim green. For example, if you use energy from wind, from solar, so if you can claim that part of the process, you use green process. So green energy, parang ganon, no? The other one is to provide scientific data that could be used in developing policy measures to address the environmental impact associated with packaging on its end life cycle. So policy based on consumer fear, emotion, and political is an unreasonable approach. So dapat ano siya, science-based siya, scientific evidence, no, in making policy measures. And then capability to develop and assess the safety of green and sustainable packaging technologies. Parang katulad ng ginawa ng scientists from Nanyang University, no? That hindi lang kami sa packaging or sa DOST, but also the capability of other government agencies or the private sector, to assess the safety of green. So dapat ma-assess din natin if you claim that your packaging is green, dapat meron tayong capability to determine kung ano nga siya safe, no, or green nga, no, to be able to provide packaging options and also to be able to provide packaging options to consumers. Yung rationale naman, while we are focusing also on developing this green and sustainable packaging, there is a need to orient most decision makers that packaging is not a standalone product. Ito nga yung explain ko kanina. Sustainability-driven packaging decision must be grounded in life cycle assessment and knowledge of supply chain needs. So kailangan malaman natin na pag nakita mo sa basura, ibig sabihin, yun na yung magiging assessment mo na this packaging is not environment friendly. So dapat the whole supply chain, makita mo kung ano yung role ng packaging. And it is unacceptable that with the high loss, food waste that we have in the Philippines, ang reported nila is 30 to 50%. But based on our project, based on our study together with JICA, we have a project with JICA on how to reduce food spoilage ng ating mga vegetables, is being wasted. So it underlines the positive role that packaging can play in reducing this waste. Ibig sabihin, pag marami ka rin food waste, according to the report of FAO, it's about 1/3, of in the world na food production goes to waste. Ibig sabihin, pag malaki din yung food waste, malaki din yung effect nito sa gas emissions, lalo na sa carbon footprints, hindi lang yung other waste. In fact, mas malaki ang food waste kaysa waste that comes from the packaging. So LGU ordinances and policy measures are focused on banning specific type of packaging. So madali silang magbigay ng ordinance to just ban the plastic. Ang aking opinion lang dito is that equally, dapat may stricter ordinances din and policy on consumers' waste disposal and segregation. So ito nga yung sinasabi natin na discipline, So makikita natin, lagi nang sinasabi na ang packaging ba may paa. So parang nakakasawa mag-explain na may paa ba yan, kusa ba siyang pumupunta doon. Pero alam naman natin, it's the behavior, yung mga post-consumer waste, hindi lang packaging kung saan-saan tinatapon. So makikita mo, for example, sa highway, magagarang sasakyan. Pero bubuksan yung kotse nila tapos magtatapon ng basura, So currently, ito yung mga programs and projects namin. So may ongoing na nga yung GPL as I reported. And we have 2 projects on the development of cellulose as packaging from agricultural waste. So in other countries, marami na rin study that very successful na pwedeng part of the agricultural waste can be converted into cellulose and the cellulose can be converted into packaging. So currently we are using banana and pineapple waste to do this. And also yung mga ground coffee na extract na yung coffee, we're also thinking if that can be also used as bioactive components to accelerate or facilitate the degradation of certain packaging. So ito yung malaking project na pinopropose namin ngayon, development of alternative packaging as cushion, pallet, food and transport packaging using indigenous and renewable materials. So naipakita na naman dito kanina ng idea text na pineapple fiber can be converted into paper. So ang mga tinitingnan namin dito ng mga indigenous and renewable materials are the wild grasses, Marami tayong wild grass na pwedeng convert, the water hyacinth, yung mga water lilies na sinasabi natin na nag-create din ng clogging sa mga waterways natin, pwede siyang gamitin, as part of the packaging. So ito yung mga nakalagay na components dito sa project proposal nito. It's a big proposal. And then the valorization of Philippine weeds and herbs and other agricultural waste is a source of bioactive compounds, Makikita mo dito yung mga ibang tinatawag nilang bioplastics that it can be degraded for mabilis, kung 100 days, madidegrade na siya because they put bioactive components to facilitate degradation. So ito yung some of the nakita ko na sa internet, yung mga corrugated boards from grass and waste paper, just to show you that the technical potential, technical feasibility of using grasses and agricultural wastes. So in US, So, meron na sila ng mga molded from post-consumer paper waste and agricultural waste. And also, the other one is for wine, no? So, ginagamit din nila yung mga wild grass to create, no, to convert into papers and paperboard. So now, when we say green, it should be renewable, recyclable, and it can reduce, no, certain impact on the environment, like the carbon footprints. It should be biodegradable. When we say sustainable, it should be able to protect related to the environmental protection. Dapat malaman mo din yung social impact and economic impact. So ito yung tinatawag nila ngayon, very popular, the circular economy. So sabi nga ni Director Patalinhug that sustainability is a long-term investment. So mas maganda mag-start na tayo somewhere, no, to start this one. So this is the packaging chain. So makikita mo is it's a closed loop, no? Kung mai-implement lang siya na maayos, kung meron tayong disiplina, no, from raw material supplier up to the recyclers. Ang problema kasi sa segregation, no, disposal, hindi mo ma-segregate kasi maraming packaging naman that can be recycled and can be reused, no? And then we are open for joint collaboration and partnership, no, sa mga research. Marami nang pumunta dito sa aming mga students. So I would like also to congratulate yung mga students, high school students and college students. They're doing mga studies and thesis and research on biodegradable materials, using agricultural waste or some fibers from plants to produce. So magandang start yan na as a research, kung meron talaga siyang potential, no, technically feasible that it can be done, then we can continue to a bigger project. So partnership, so we are open to this, hindi lang sa private sector, but as well as the academic institutions and other, also with the packaging industry. And we're open to suggestion and recommendation on how we are going to, to go further with the green and sustainable packaging. So thank you very much. So we all know that packaging moves the nation. It's very important. And I am Daisy Tanya Franca, as mentioned, and I am from the ITDI, DOST Packaging Technology Division. So good morning, everyone.
Thank you very much for the insightful discussion, Ma'am Daisy. It is very interesting how broad the packaging material industry can go. This can be an avenue to our researchers and manufacturers, especially in the food sector, to explore the packaging innovations discussed by Ma'am Daisy. May I highlight that having green and sustainable packaging may mean discrimination, not to discriminate any type of packaging material, as we have to consider also the environment and consumer protection. Impacts of consumers' discipline on proper waste disposal, LGU strict ordinances and measures are also important. Now, to give us the closing remarks, may I call on our Food Safety and Research and Development Unit Head, Engineer Rogelio B. Prospero.
Parang wala akong video. So, okay lang. First of all, good morning everybody. I'd like to thank Ma'am Helen Lee for your trust and confidence. So, ayaw mag-start ang video ko eh, sorry. Hindi ko makikita. So, for Ms. Madam Helen Lee for your trust and confidence for the program services and technologies na pinoprovide po ng US. Thank you po. And for Ma'am Daisy Tanya Franca, thank you na it's very heartening na malaman na meron tayong mga ginagawa towards sustainable and green packaging technology. Okay? Well, nakita po natin na in the time of pandemic, importante yung packaging. Particularly, pag sinabi natin kasi sustainability for packaging, actually it means shift to renewable resources. So sustainable material supplies and new packaging technology. So it also meant na engagement in consumer education and behavior modification, no, para mag-provide tayo ng incentives for waste reduction, recycling, and disposal and proper recycling and proper disposal. Pwedeng part to ng CSR ng ating mga packaging manufacturers and converters. Dito rin papasok ang role ng academe. They can support yung consumer education towards packaging, yung proper waste reduction, yung recycling and disposal. Now, green packaging means utilization ng packaging alternative, yung bioplastics, nabanggit ni Ma'am Daisy. So, it should be biodegradable, completely 100% compostable and renewable. So, yung packaging business nag-evolve siya. Ngayon, yung sustainability, kailangan ma-implement natin kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng problem on environmental damage na nag-contribute sa climate change. Now, itong mga consideration towards this ay influence ng economies of scale, yung reduced consumer transaction cost and reduced storage cost na pwede i-provide. So, ando yung capital C na involved yan. Cost. Ano ba yung bottom line? Kapag mura siya, ma-adapt siya, ma-implement. Now, packaging manufacturer should, on the part of the packaging manufacturers, kailangan i-improve nila yung energy efficiencies ng operations nila para mabawasan yung wastage. Now, dapat daw, hindi lang return on investment ang consider nila. Dapat din daw yung total cost of ownership. No? Total cost is yung, ano ba yung mga utilities na kukonsume sa operations nila. At ano yung attending yung requirement for waste treatment and waste management. Now, ngayon, dapat i-rethink natin yung ating mga ideas about retail packaging. Kailangan daw i-downsize natin to experience-driven packaging na reusable and can be repurposed. Hindi yung single-use lang. Pagkagamit, tapon. So, alam natin ang mga millennials is not very brand conscious. Hindi masyadong brand conscious ng mga millennials and post-millennials. Now, designers, packaging designers, should not focus on the aesthetics, yung design and functionality ng packages. Kailangan alam din nila yung manufacturing process at yung material selection through materials engineering para maging holistic yung approach sa packaging design. Now, packaging producers should also leverage ethical consumption. Kailangan maging honest sa operations nila. Ano ba yung pinaglalagay nila dyan? At capable sila na matrace lahat ng components na pumasok sa product. Lalo na yung mayroong risk na mag-migrate to food. Lalo na kung food ang gagamitan ng packaging. And dapat i-improve nila yung operational efficiency nila. So, improve equipment maintenance. Pwede na consider nila yung equipment nila ay clean in place. At yung madali bang i-control. Yung human and machine interfaces dapat mag-facilitate ng better control to reduce yung mga defective and avoid waste. So, tingnan natin, we are still a long way from attaining sustainable and green packaging. Pero dapat ito ay concerted effort. Tulong-tulungan tayo dito on the part of the industry, the manufacturers, the government through DOST, our academe, and also of our consumers. Kailangan po inform. Meron na po tayong mga ginagawa, di ba? Meron tayong Solid Management Act. Pero hindi way segregate po tayo. Hindi naman na-implement mabuti. Dapat strict yan para yung material recovery facility natin mas magamit. Otherwise, it ends up at basura. Remember, number 3, ang Pilipinas as a source ng plastic waste na nagpupunta sa ocean in the world. Nakakahiya. So, dapat ma-improve natin yung ating situation. And dapat din maging conscious ang bawat isa as a consumer. Itong mga pinagbalutan ba ng kinain ko, pwede kong kaitan na itapon. Nakikita natin yan. Walang disiplina, walang concern. No? Yung tawag natin kulang sa urbanidad. para hindi sibilisado. Otherwise, hindi tayo usad eh kapag ganito yung ating mga attitude. So, dapat tulungan ko yan. So, government, academe, industry, and consumers. Okay, thank you very much and good morning.
Ayan. Thank you po, Sir Rogelio. No? So that's it po for our second episode of Setup V Lounge, the anthology of DOST-NCR Setup Adapters Resilience. So on behalf po of the DOST-NCR Kamanaba Cluster, thank you po for joining us today, and we hope that we stay resilient and recover better in the new normal setting.